Have you ever wondered how to download and share digital content legally? How do you let people know that you want them to reuse your own work? Creative Commons licenses can help you do both. We'll show you how. Our world's exploded with digital opportunities. Now we can communicate, share, and work together using the exceptional distribution network that is the Internet. Information and content can fly between us in exciting new ways. But it's important to know that when something is created, say a photo, a document, or a music track, it's automatically protected by copyright. Copyright enables people to say who can share and reuse their creations. You must always obtain someone's permission before sharing or reusing their work, even when it's posted online. But what if a creator wants everyone to use their work, without the hassle of granting permission over and over? This is where Creative Commons can help. Creative Commons provides licensing tools that are free to use. You can apply a license to your work, which refines your copyright and streamlines how you give permission. Zach here downloads a photo called CC Kiwi that he wants to use in his science project. He can do this without asking Kiri, the photographer, first, because she's already given permission with a Creative Commons license. Kiri's license is legally robust, but easy for Zach to understand. She's told the world, including Zach, that they can use CC Kiwi as long as they acknowledge her as the original photographer. There are more rules Kiri could have included. Creative Commons licenses are made up of license elements. You can think of them as rules, and each have their own special symbol. This is attribution. It means that Zach must acknowledge Kiri when he publishes his science project containing her photo. This is non-commercial. It means no one else but Kiri is permitted to make money from CC Kiwi. Tim wants to print the photo onto T-shirts and distribute them to friends. He can do this, but he must not sell them. This is no derivatives, and it means that Kiri hasn't given permission to change her photo. Kate can use CC Kiwi on her design blog, but will need to ask Kiri before retouching or mixing up the image. And this is share alike. It means new creations that use CC Kiwi need to carry the same license. Jack incorporates his own remix of CC Kiwi in his video installation, but he must share the work under the same terms that Kiri has. Each Creative Commons license gives permission to share and includes the attribution rule. So people who find your Creative Commons licensed work are automatically allowed to share it, but are required to acknowledge you if they do. The other three license elements are optional, and you can choose which ones to add, if any. Here are the 6 combinations that make up Creative Commons licenses. The difference between them is how many rules apply when someone wishes to use your work. The attribution license allows reusers the most freedom, and the attribution non-commercial no derivatives license allows the least freedom. The attribution license and the attribution share-alike licenses are sometimes referred to as Free Cultural Works Approved licenses. These 3 licenses restrict commercial use of a work. And these 2 licenses do not give permission for adapting or remixing. These 2 licenses require new works to be licensed under the same terms. To choose and apply one of these licenses, and to view their terms in more detail, visit us at creativecommons.org.nz. Or you can answer some questions to help you decide which license best suits your needs at creativecommons.org/choose. There are some good ways to find other people's Creative Commons licensed work online. You can use a search filter by going to the Creative Commons website. Or why not try the Jamendo website for music, Flickr for images, or Digital NZ for New Zealand content. Using Creative Commons licenses could help your creations reach more people. Maybe you want to connect with others across the globe and take turns at improving a report. Or maybe you just want to have fun, remixing someone else's work. Whatever reason you have to share your work, you'll find there are scientists, educators, companies, and public agencies who are using Creative Commons. By opening up permission, just imagine how much we can achieve. Collaborating on what we hold in common, being open about big decisions, and finding solutions in the spaces between us. Let's work together, confidently and legally. It's good to share with Creative Commons.
Bildungsressourcen im Web, also Bilder, Abbildungen, Lehrmaterialien, Lehrtexte, werden nur dann zu wirklichem OER, also offenen Bildungsmaterialien, wenn sie entsprechend lizenziert wurden, also ausdrücklich festgelegt wird, wie und dass die Materialien frei verwendbar werden und sind für die Lehre, beispielsweise auch für das Kopieren, Ausdrucken, Weiterreichen, Wiederveröffentlichen. Die am häufigsten genutzte Lizenz ist hier im deutschsprachigen Europa die Creative Commons Lizenz, die es in mehreren Ausführungen gibt. Im Folgenden möchten wir vorstellen, wie die Creative Commons Lizenz funktioniert. Ausgangslage ist, dass sobald Sie etwas in dem Web veröffentlichen, also eben Ihre Materialien, das automatisch dem deutschen Urheberrecht oder auch dem österreichischen, Schweizer Urheberrecht unterliegt. Das heißt, jeder Einzelne, der dieses Material nutzen will, muss bei Ihnen nachfragen, ob Sie ihm diese Erlaubnis geben. Die Creative Commons Lizenzen sind mit ihrem Angebot hier also eine Unterstützung, hier klare und eindeutig und rechtlich einwandfreie Bestimmungen vorzunehmen und zu treffen. Dieser junge Mann hier beispielsweise kann ohne weiteres ein Bild verwenden in seinem Weblog, das von Kiri gemalt wurde, weil sie eine entsprechende CC-Lizenz verwendet hat, die es ihm ohne weiteres Nachfragen erlaubt, das unter der Berücksichtigung ihrer Angaben das Bild zu verwenden. Wichtig ist bei allen CC-Lizenzen, dass der ursprüngliche Urheber dabei auch namentlich genannt wird oder in einer Weise genannt wird, wie er sich das gewünscht hat. Die unterschiedlichen CC-Lizenzen bestehen dabei aus verschiedenen Bestandteilen. Der erste Bestandteil, das By oder auch Attribution, bestimmt, dass der eigentliche Urheber des Materials genannt werden möchte, in diesem Fall Kiri. Der zweite hier vorgestellte Bestandteil ist das NC, das Non-Commercial. Er bedeutet, dass niemand außer der Urheberin, nämlich Kiri, Geld verdienen darf mit der Verwendung des Bildes. Ein weiterer möglicher Bestandteil der CC-Lizenz ist das ND, das Non-Derivation. Es steht dafür, dass keine Veränderungen des Materials vorgenommen bzw. erlaubt werden. Wer Kiris Bild verwenden möchte, muss sie also weiterhin kontaktieren und fragen, ob sie das erlaubt. Ein weiterer möglicher Bestandteil ist Share Alike, SA. Das bedeutet, dass jede weitere Verwendung des Materials immer unter der gleichen freien offenen Lizenz, eben einer Share Alike Lizenz, veröffentlicht werden muss. Bei allen Varianten der Creative Commons Lizenzen muss man also den eigentlichen Urheber nennen, eben mit By. Alle anderen Varianten sind relativ frei kombinierbar und verfügbar. Deshalb gilt es hier auch genau hinzusehen, bevor Creative Commons lizenziertes Material verwendet wird.
I'm going to show you how to put a Creative Commons license on your work. Just make sure before you do that you are the copyright owner of the work in question. Second, make sure that any works you're basing your work on, or embedding within your work, are in the public domain, are licensed with a Creative Commons license that allows derivative works, are being used in a way that's a really clear-cut case of fair use, or are licensed to you for this use by the original copyright owner. Once you've verified all that, the easiest way to get the Creative Commons license chooser is to Google it. Select the Choose a License Creative Commons page in the search results. That takes you to a form that asks a few quick questions. First it asks, allow modifications of your work? This means, do you want to allow derivative works, or do you want to restrict people to using your work as is? If you click No, you get the No Derivs facet of the license, which means that people have to use your work as is. And if you simply click Yes, there are no restrictions at all. But if you click Yes as long as others share alike, you get the Share Alike facet, which means that people can make changes, but they have to put their new work under a Creative Commons license that allows derivative works. Next it asks, allow commercial uses of your work. You may be wondering what the This is a Free Culture license thing is over there on the right, with the green seal of approval. Any Creative Commons license that allows derivative works and commercial use is a free culture license, and that's considered a good thing, because it encourages maximum sharing, usage, and remixing of your work. In general, license jurisdiction should be set to international, because open educational resources are created with the expectation that they will be used worldwide. Next, you have to fill in some boxes with the title of the work, the author to whom the work should be attributed, and the URL that should be cited in the attribution. You don't necessarily need to fill out source work URL or more permissions URL. Those have to do with citing works that you used in your work. Note that you can choose a full-sized Creative Commons logo or a compact one. Now you choose from the Format of Work menu. And finally you choose from the License Mark menu. If your work is going to be displayed online as a web page, select HTML plus RDFA. When you do that, in the box to the right it gives you a code nugget that you will copy and paste into the HTML code of your web page. Usually you want the license to display in the page's footer or in a sidebar. In addition to being human readable, it will also make your website show up to search engines as open content. If your work is an offline .doc or .txt document, you get a license statement to copy and paste into the header or footer. If your work is a document in PDF format or an image in any format, you get an XMP file to download that you can then embed in your document or image. This has the advantage of being a form of metadata that will travel with the file whenever it is copied, but it requires advanced skills. It is much easier and just as legal to just copy and paste the blurb that you get for the offline documents into your document while you're editing it in your word processing software, and then convert it into a PDF file. If you are dealing with an image or an audio or video file, you can simply put the statement into a caption. Can you put something in the Creative Commons without using the license chooser? Yes, absolutely. For example, if you create a YouTube video, YouTube gives you the option of putting it under a Creative Commons attribution license. You could also just put Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike or whatever license variation into the header or footer of any document or the caption of any image, audio, or video that you create. It's just as legally binding. But the license chooser helps you decide on the license that best suits your purposes and makes sure that you format it right.
Sometimes you may need to find a video that you can use in a presentation. By going to youtube.com, you can start by typing your search terms into the search box and hitting enter. Right below the YouTube logo is a drop-down menu with the word filters. Expand that menu. In the fourth column under features, you will find the word Creative Commons. Clicking on this will give you videos that the creators have allowed you to use and to share online. And that's all there is to finding Creative Commons content on YouTube.
Creative Commons wants to help define the spectrum of possibilities between full copyright, all rights reserved, and the public domain, no rights reserved. Our licenses help you retain your copyright while allowing certain uses of your work. They help you offer your creative work with some rights reserved. When you create a work, it's automatically protected by full copyright, whether you file your protection or not, whether you display the copyright symbol or not. This is fine for people who want control over every last use of their work. But what about those people who want to share their work on certain terms? Our licenses are designed for those folks, those who understand that innovation and new ideas come from building off existing ones. Every Creative Commons license allows the world to distribute, display, copy, and webcast your work, provided they abide by certain conditions of your choice. There are 4 conditions you can apply with a Creative Commons license. The first is an attribution requirement. Let's say that I'm a budding photographer and want to get my name and work out on the web. The attribution option lets people freely redistribute my photos, as long as they give me credit. So when Ignacio comes across my site, he knows he can use my photo, provided that he gives me credit. There's no need for him to contact me before republishing it, so long as he clearly lists my name and links to my attribution license. Another option is to specify no commercial use. This lets me share my photograph with the world, but prohibits others from making money off it. If someone wants to use my photo for commercial purposes, they have to get my permission first. That's when I might ask them for some money. So if Ezra, a school teacher, wants to put my photo on his class's website, he can do so without asking. But he still has to link to my license so that other people know how they can and can't reuse it. On the other hand, let's say Miranda wants to include my photo in a coffee table book she's producing. Since she's planning to sell the book for profit, she must get my permission before including my photo. The third option is to declare no derivative works. This lets others copy and redistribute my photo, but only if they do so without altering or transforming it. I might choose this option if I want my photos distributed only in their whole original state. Imagine that Maya wants to crop my photo and include it in a collage she's working on. Since my work is offered with the no derivative works condition, Maya has to ask my permission before doing so. She could, however, copy and distribute the photo in its original form. The last option is something we call share alike. Share alike requires people who transform or build on my original photograph to make the resulting work available on the same terms I gave them. Let's say I pick a license that includes the share alike option, as well as the attribution and non-commercial conditions. Under this combination of conditions, Maya can modify and use my photo in her collage, as long as she releases the whole collage on the same terms I offer her: attribution, non-commercial, and share alike. She also has to comply with the original license by giving me credit and asking my permission before making money from her collage. So, that is how each of the 4 options work, and you can combine them to reflect your preferences. There are 11 combinations in all. Now, if you'd rather release all control of your work to the public with no conditions whatsoever, you can use the Creative Commons website to dedicate your work to the public domain. The public domain dedication is different from a license. It's a way of declaring, simply, no rights reserved. We hope that all of these Creative Commons tools will help you and others share a wide range of creative works in a variety of media on your own terms. For more information, check out the Licenses Explained page or create a license now.